much, and thank everybody for coming today. It's supposed to be a special day, but without the presence of everybody here, it wouldn't be half as special. So I'd like to say thank you to everybody for making the effort to come. I know some of you have travelled quite a distance to come here. Basically to celebrate a special day with me and Cheryl. People that can't, my gran's up in the shows, people further afield, I know some in Canada. We've got a long call in Australia and America. So I'd like to know that the thoughts are with us today. And I'm going to savour this moment, because I think it's basically going to be the last time my new wife here has let me go to speak. I planned to this speech months ago. Started trolling on the internet, looking at different pages, and after finding some really, really interesting stuff, I actually remembered I had to write a speech. True Nicholas Beck style. Planned to write it months ago, 11 o'clock last night I started it. Sitting through different bits involved on the internet, and sitting basically trying to find a bit of inspiration from my kind of tenants. Nothing really was coming to me. So I'm going to move on quickly to a few thank yous. First of all, I would like to thank our parents, first and foremost. If it wasn't for them, none of this would be possible at all. They've done a wonderful job bringing us up in the way that they have. They've taught us courtesy, respect, gratitude. If I would pick out one shortcoming, no, I get a loss. We'd like to show all of you a token of appreciation, first of all to the mums. Okay, and obviously behind all good mothers, there's always a good grandmother. And after performing some of the best chalice work I've ever seen during the opera, we would also like to thank you. Okay, so next is on to our dads. We're going to keep this clean short, okay? Our dads have helped us endlessly throughout the years, most through thick and thin. Mainly thin, thick. Mainly thick and honest. Really, without you guys, we couldn't have asked for better dads. You've been there for us, say, for thick and thin. And once again, we just want to say thank you. Okay? Well done.
Damn right, John.
There's an unwritten rule, wedding etiquette, saying that nobody should look more handsome than the groom. I'd like to thank my best man, John. Although I'm not really sure John was saying to the guests in the back, sit wherever you want, pal, I don't care. It was maybe not quite what we asked for, but we'd like to thank you. I've got really things to get. Finally from best man of the week, John. Okay, on to the star of the show. My beautiful wife, Cheryl. Your stamina and your enthusiasm have made this great day come to life. I really don't know what you saw in me all those days long ago, back in the Matthews, which John is going to elaborate on a little bit later. But walking down the aisle today, whenever you eventually did show up, it reminded me of the girl that I saw all those years ago. And I love you with all my heart, and I always will. If everybody can please raise their glasses and toast to the bride. Cheers. Apart from the bride, there are three other beautiful ladies here today. Laura, Lindsay, should I see? I can't see, where are you?
Laura's here.
Laura, Lindsay and Louise. Fixing Cheryl's dress, carrying her things, just generally making the day run that little bit more smoothly. And again, we'd like you to present it to you in a token of our gratitude. I'm going to kind of wrap up and I'll make this one short, don't worry. I'd like to say a special thank you to Maria. First of all, basically been a great help to us today. I'd like to thank basically the time, the effort, the professionalism that you've done. You've been great.
You've not seen them yet.
Second, thank you to Lorraine and me for helping us as well. Finally, I want to move on to this wee one here. Angelina, she's always been great throughout the whole thing, been very, very patient. I think patience is probably the word. She always brings love and laughter and joy to our lives. But we'd like to thank our little wedding angel of Angelina, and I'd like to raise a glass to her. Okay, I'm going to pass you on to the headline act of tonight. My brother, the best man, John.
It was a warm-up act. This is the main event. Before I start, I've been told to speak very slowly and very clearly due to the hard of hearing, and for the English, and the Spanish. Yes. So this speech will now take 20 minutes instead of 5. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed. It's been a great day so far. It's been a brilliant day, a great celebration. I'm just glad we're all here because the wedding arrangements have changed more than Chelsea's manager. Unfortunately, every silver lining has a cloud, so I've been asked to be the best man. This is the first time I've been asked to be the best man, and I'm nervous about the duties. I must admit, I must confess to you all, this must be at least the 5th time today I've left a warm seat with several pieces of paper in my hand. Just to say, for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Nick's brother, Ava's godfather, and officially Cheryl's brother-in-law. So Nick and I have been brothers for just over 24 years. So between you and I think it's going quite well. As I've said, I'm Nick's best man, but I've never been a best man before, so I didn't really know what defines a best man's duties. So I did some research on the internet.
No script! You have to run it! No
And
script!
there's always one arsehole, isn't there? I quote, sorry for the language there, I quote, at the reception, the best man should help keep the drinks flowing and the event running smoothly by introducing people to one another. Now look, I don't mind socialising, but it's £3.50 a pint, and that flask I've got is only enough for the top table, so like father, like son, as they say. Sorry for that. Again, I would like to take the opportunity to say what a great day it's been so far. Despite Cheryl being late, I'm glad you came. We were worried there for a minute. Cheryl, you look absolutely stunning, and I'm sure Nick will agree it's worth the wait. Nick, don't look too bad yourself, mate. Just to give you a comment earlier, though. Yes, Cheryl's also asked me to thank you for taking a day off work to be here today. Congratulations to you both. It's been an emotional day. Even the cake's in tears. So, no, seriously.
She's going to kill it.
I know this day really does mean so much to Nick and Cheryl and all the planning, so I'm just glad that everyone here has come from far to make this special day. To the groomsmen, to Danny and John, I want to thank you guys for turning up sober. Cheers. I said I believe Nick. I know Nick had trouble when selecting a few of his good mates to choose a difficult task of taking people to their seats, so well done, lads. I think Nick touched upon it when he said that there's people come from far afield. Myself, I'm not living here at the moment, and Danny come from Spain. So what this meant, when we had to get our kilts fitted, we had to send our measurements. Danny kindly offered a few words of advice. He said, John, he says, whatever you do, he says, when your girlfriend walks in the room and you have a measuring tape in your hand and you're on the internet, don't say you're sending your measurements to your best friend's fiancé. So I'm sure that's, yes, some very wise words from Danny there. As I said, I know Nick already touched upon this, but I want to thank our parents for their contribution in making this day altogether possible. As everyone can imagine, I would be keen to adopt, I would have been keen to adopt a more hands-on approach, but I'm living in Poland now, but that's vodka under the bridge as far as I'm concerned. I would also like to thank the bridesmaids who've helped Cheryl in both the wedding preparations and everything that's gone before it, and especially for this morning. I'm sure there's a lot of work with the makeup, so all you can do is... the bridesmaids. Cheryl didn't need a lot of makeup. She's beautiful in this, so to the bridesmaids. Nick, Cheryl, I must admit, I can't thank you enough for having the privilege to be your best man and share your special day, even though I'm your brother, so cheers for that, mate. When Nick asked me to be his best man, I mean, naturally, I did have some questions. I mean, what have I done to deserve such an honour? Who's dropped out? Is that really the best he could come up with? And then I remembered Nick's best friend, or one of Nick's best friends, Danny, is a self-proclaimed alcohol connoisseur, so he's over it now, it's fine. So, a bit about Nick. He decided to be selfish, and he was born on Christmas Day 1984, 5 to 1, on what was a typically Glaswegian day, dull, dreary, in the winter, Southern General. So, when I was born in 1988, he felt threatened by my superiority, and he decided to try and act like a dad to me, really. It led to numerous fights and squabbles through our childhood, and we used to fight, who's the favourite son? He was always teasing me, saying I was the second favourite, and he was the golden boy, but to be fair, that was only last week, and he did text me to say sorry, so I let that one slide. When we were growing up together, we used to love playing football. It was our favourite pastime. We'd always play at the pitch, local pitch. And during the summer months, we'd play to when it get dark or to when my mum and dad called us home. I mean, we were 12 and 15 at the time, but we loved a bath we did. But Nick, in over his career, he earned over 50 caps for his school football team, St Convals, in the Glasgow Catholic Schools League, where he was deployed in many roles by Pollock Shaw's answer to Jose Mourinho. Later on, he went on to be a stalwart in the centre half of Battlefield's defence with Ryan over there and a few people who couldn't be with us. As his career progressed, he signed up with Eastwood Boys Club, where they went on a trip to the Netherlands. Nick was reluctant to tell me what happened in the Netherlands, but he told me the chips and mayonnaise were top notch. Staying on the topic of football, I was speaking to Nick the other day actually when I came back, and I said to Nick, I said, you can base your marriage around your favourite sport, in this case football. He says, number 1, ensure you're fully committed every week. Number 2, try your best to score every Saturday. 3, don't go in too hard with the tackle. Unfortunately, due to time constraints, and as I mentioned, people living all over Europe, we didn't have time to have a stag do, so unfortunately, you won't have to endure pictures of Nick in a dress in the red light district of Dundee. Well, I say we didn't have a stag do, we did of sorts, but a few beers, cases, a game of Pro Evo constitutes a night out for us these days, so I guess he's happy. I've got several stories about Nick, which might be inappropriate, but if you play me with alcohol at the bar later, I'm willing to share some more stories, so I'm open-minded. I've said enough about Nick, so I'll move on to Nick and Cheryl. Nick and Cheryl met in DiMaggio Shawlands, where I think about half of this audience has worked at some stage in their life. But thankfully we've all managed to shed the extra pounds and we're looking in good shape today. So yeah, keep up the good work. After a few years, I think it's fair to say that Nick and Cheryl began to grow tired of Glasgow. So this led to 2 prolonged stays abroad. The first in Magaluf, and the second, a year-long stay in Australia. The first one in Magaluf was a working holiday, as Nick and Cheryl called it. Make what you want of that. And when they came back from Australia, I remember fondly speaking to them on the phone, but thanks to the time difference, at least one of us was always drunk when we spoke to each other. Sadly for them, happily for us, due to financial constraints and the fact that Barclays wanted all the money back, they came back to Glasgow where their future was to unfold. On the 7th of March 2009, our little angel Eva was born, and she brought happiness and joy to all of our lives. As a godfather, I've watched her growing up over the past 3.5 years, and I've seen her develop into an intelligent, playful, charismatic, beautiful young girl who I'm sure has an extremely bright future ahead of her. She's the apple of both her parents' and her grandparents' eye. However, Nick and Cheryl and I will need to have a meeting soon because I'm unhappy because she's eaten all my gummy bears from the fridge. So, anyway, I would raise a toast to Eva, but it's kind of inappropriate and also Nick's fun. So what I'll do is, I'll raise a pack of gummy bears to her. Eva's also got a wee present she'd like to give to Mummy and Daddy. So you give that to Mummy and Daddy and say congratulations. Okay, so again, as Nick mentioned, there are family, friends who cannot be here with us today. So I've received cards and messages from them, and they've asked me to read them out on the wedding day. Just send their best wishes. So as the best man, it's my responsibility. So I'll just do a couple. So here's the first one. Have a great wedding day. 10% off your next order. Regards, your local Indian takeaway. Belated happy Christmas from your postman and your binmen, who kindly informed me they'll collect your brown bin today. To Nick, we could have been so good together. I miss our nights by the pool. Lots of love, Michael Barrymore. Dear Cheryl, it was nice while it lasted, I guess we'll have to call it a day now you're married. Love from Ryan Gosling. On a serious note, no, I do have some serious ones to read out. So, Aunt Patricia, who's Nick's aunt, my dad's brother, she lives in Georgia. Dad's sister, even, dad's brother. She's had a sex change. I'll be thinking of you all today, and I wish I could be there. Her family sends all its love and hope that everyone, especially Nick and Cheryl, have an unforgettable day. Best wishes from across the pond. From Raymond and family in Australia. Nick stayed with our Uncle Raymond in Sydney for a few months. It's my mother's brother. He says, have a great day. We miss you and Cheryl being here in Sydney. And sorry we couldn't be there today. Have a few cold ones in us, and we'll see you in September. So that's from Raymond. Okay, so last bit. Apparently, the best man's role is to give advice to the new husband. So Nick, I'm going to give you some advice. I'm not a man of much experience, but I believe in what I say. Damn right, I know. I'm not a man, but hey, I believe in what I say, okay? So don't be afraid to admit you're wrong, Nick. We know it's not your fault, you're probably right anyway, but it doesn't always work that way. If Cheryl asks your opinion about something, be sure her opinion is the matter first. And don't express your opinion if it's different. It'll do you no favours by disagreeing. Even if your view is right and she agrees in years to come and it's found that your opinion was wrong, it will be brought to your attention. In all seriousness, Nora, I'd like to ask you all to enjoy this day and remember the joy. Days like this are very rare, and it's a great time to meet family and friends. And if we're fortunate enough to meet someone we can love and spend the rest of our lives with, we're truly blessed. May the love you feel today continue to grow for the rest of your lives, and I really wish you guys a great future together. So ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to ask you all to stand and raise a toast to Nick and Cheryl. The new Mr. and Mrs. Beck, to Nick and Cheryl. Cheers.
Cheers.